Hello, 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 chat. Hello. Welcome on. Welcome all to more of the great. Oh, wait, no, that's great. We finished Great Ace Attorney Chronicles a while ago. Welcome back to more of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. So a lot happened last time, and it's all very interesting. And by the looks of it, we'll be finishing the game next Tuesday. So that's gonna be fun. Right, chat? It's nice to I love playing. Of course I love playing games, but these games it's also kinda nice to get onto something new, you know? Just as much as I love the game, it's like time to move on to something else. So I got nothing to announce or anything. I should mention, I guess, I'm probably gonna have. I haven't even started to plan it, but it'll be about a month away. So I'm planning the birthday bash being August 31st, because that would be the weekend before my actual birthday. Wait, yeah. So that's usually so the birthday bash is usually a 12-hour stream, and that's what it's gonna be again this year because I like doing 12-hour streams. And plus that, I didn't do one for the for the whole for the anniversary for the affiliate anniversary / 10th debut. But that's because we're saving all chaos and the long ass streams for the 73-hour cat subathon for Extra Life. Yeah, I already made that. I think I made that official like a month ago, and I've been working hard on that one. That's what I'm putting more of my focus on towards because I know it takes me a couple weeks to get a birthday bash together, but I want a subathon. I want to plan out a subathon as well, and it's like you need more than a couple weeks. Like I'm doing sub score, doing I got some sub goals prepared. The wheel of incentives prepared because the wheel of incentives coming back, baby. Yeah. And then I don't know if I have anything. Oh, and then there's also the big milestones that are around all year that are for the whole year. Stay up for the whole year. But of course, there's always events that go outside of that say stuff like that. So, anyways, I think we should just hop into the game. You know? The Grand Turnabout, Middle, Part 1. April 6th, 2:52 p.m. Outside Grand Tower, temporary film lot. Could you please give it a rest already? The heck, I am telling y'all, it's the best for all your best things come clean. Step on their slip skills and it shuts the reporters continue their tense negotiations. If you're not here to cooperate with the investigation, I must ask you to vacate the premises. Quit sucking it, Kappa! Y'all couldn't stop Missila's invasion! Not only did they secretly raise a giant monster, but now the staff is trying to cover it up. Okay, I said we had nothing. We haven't been raising any monsters here on the film launch. But you ain't you all one son so greedy yourself? Sure, I saw it, but it's nothing like if you're looking at the film launch. Mind if we butt in? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. John. Oh, y'all come here to search for the monster too. We're searching for a criminal, not a monster. Lane, she says, the darkness inside the criminal's heart can be likened to a monster. Well then, when it comes to killing people, criminals aren't much different from monsters. Agent Lang, this is a problem. I can't let outsiders enter the crime scene. These are all key figures in the case. I'd like them to be here when the investigation resumes. Agent Lang, regarding what you said about resuming the investigation, where do you intend to start? Well, we'll start by reviewing the case. Today, the body of the president whom Wong found was filmed here on film. The president's whereabouts from 2 nights ago are still unknown. As soon as he snuck it out from under his guise with his bodyguards and ventured outside. That night was the last time he was ever seen to him. Well, he met with you, Judge Courtney, at the roof of the Grand Tower. Why is John sweating? So, why'd you meet with the president? That I cannot say. You can't tell us even under suspicion of murder. Can't say? Why not? Miss Courtney, if you don't say anything, you'll be only more suspicious. Ha! You must have a reason to climb up. I think you're somehow involved with the president's assassination. Objection! The president's body was only discovered today. That still leaves the blank of 1 whole day after Judge Courtney met with him unaccounted for. Don't be so impatient. We're gonna fill that blank in right here, right now. The evening of the blank day in question is what is important. What happened here last night? Well, it was the murder of Jane Crane. So, I'm Stella. John Marsh. Me? We know you were here last night. What? John was here? Between that little Missy's testimony and the footprints we found, we can easily prove it. John, you were rehearsing here last night, right? You're spying on me? I'm sorry. I just came up to check up on things. You really shouldn't be staying up so late, you know. Mind your own business! John Marsh, that young lady was worried about you. So obviously they're trying to hide the fact that they're, you know, you will not speak to her like that. Sorry. How many times now have I told you to be more mindful of your way you speak? It's just me, or does this Courtney's personality seem kind of different? Well, she's more motherly, obviously. To her own child, you know? She's like when she's around, you know, when we're on Sebastian. She seems to be strict with her own son as she is with those who violate the law. Are you listening to me? And earlier as well. You should always bear that in mind, no matter the occasion. Not so fast! Can we get on with the investigation already? Ah, pardon me. For Judge Courtney to get carried away like that. This must be her motherly side. Agent Lang, do you suspect John? All I want is the truth. Why was the president killed? And I want to know who killed him. I'll do whatever it takes to find out. It seems the president was like family. You not hear his story? John, would it be alright if we asked you a few questions? Sure, it's fine. I got nothing to hide anyway. I wasn't feeling too great during yesterday's shoot, so I made a few bloopers. They were reshooting the scene today, so... Well, I decided to rehearse a little on my own, that's all. I do it all the time. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. You were rehearsing alone that late night? John, when I called you last night, you told me you were at the hotel. You called him? About what time was that? I believe it was around 11 p.m. I required him to call me every night. That was our rule whenever he stays away from home. truth is, I was at the film lot during the time. So you lied to me? Your own mother? You lied to your mother, John? Oh. I mean, I think that would be scary even if your mother wasn't a judge. You done fucked up, boy! I'm sorry. Miss Courtney sure is angry. I think it's admirable that he's practicing his own, even if he hid it from his mom. I'm sure she was simply worried. Who knows what could have happened to him at Alone Hall so late at night. In reality, he did get caught up in yesterday's incident. But John said there wasn't anything out of the ordinary, right? Is that really the truth? John, you said you didn't feel well. Could you tell me more about concretely what was wrong? It doesn't matter. I was just not feeling real well, right? You weren't feeling well. Maybe you drink too much milk. What? How'd you? No, I mean that's not it. So you didn't feel well because of his stomach. When I was young, I was told that chewing milk makes it easier for your stomach, you know? How the hell do you chew milk? That conversation's over. Anyways, I made a few bloopers. They're reshooting the scene today, so they plan to reshoot the scene today, and you were practicing for that last night. My mistake caused a lot of trouble for the people around me. I'm a pro, so practicing is more natural. He certainly does have an admirable sense of responsibility. John is incredibly dedicated to his craft. He didn't even make any major mistakes in those bloopers. But he said it would make the movie just a tiny bit better. Shut up! You don't need to go blather around about stupid stuff like that! I'm sorry. If only he was a little more cooperative, I'd have no complaints. Anyways, that's what happened. Well, I decided to rehearse a little on my own. That's all. John, about your testimony just now. Mr. John Mars, don't I always tell you, if you're going to practice by yourself, you have to let me know beforehand. I know. My time to speak was completely stolen away from me. And it wasn't even by Kay! I didn't even hear what Edward says because I was too busy laughing at my own joke. Again! I bet putting up an honest effort like that will make someone even more talented. You gotta go from a little thief to a middle thief, and then someday you'll become a great thief. I'll be doing my best, so you do your best too, okay, John? Ahem! Now then, if I may! John, do you often rehearse in that way? At last. At long last, I finally got to ask my question. I do it all the time. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. There was no mistakes in that testimony, correct? Of course there's no mistake! It was just a normal, peaceful night. Nothing out of the ordinary happened at all. A peaceful night? How can you say that when an incident like this has occurred? Okay, he's still a child. Please don't get serious. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that you're here. Real man, are they? anything out of the ordinary. He doesn't know anything at all about the incident. That's the impression I'm getting. But isn't there evidence that shows something did happen last night? Yes. I don't have time to waste dealing with a child's lie. Let's present the contradiction. Well, I already pressed, so. Going okay. Yes. I'm the prosecution, so therefore I do not need to tell you anything. Hello, Booba?
Objection!
There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. That's a lie, isn't it? We have evidence right here. Ah! Could that be? That's right. It's the video that you recorded of your performance. What? You're telling me you have a video from last night? Exactly. And in this video, there is clearly something that is out of the ordinary. This is a monster's footprint. Would you say that a monster's footprints are commonplace on a film set? John, why did you conceal this video from us? No reason, really. Hey, pup. This is no joking matter. You have a reason to hide it, right? John Marsh, answer him clearly. But Mom! Well, I didn't want anyone to see me rehearsing. Oh, little guy got a little embarrassed. He's just a little embarrassed. Oh, whoa. In other words, you were embarrassed about the others seeing you practice. Yeah, got a problem with that? You're saying that's why you hid the evidence? John! Beep! Quit nagging me! You already buzzed me. What more do you want? Yeah, the footprints were there, but I just practiced and headed home. How come you're all so calm after finding those footprints? It's a monster, you know? A real-life monster. I thought it was just a pair of set. Besides, there's lots of other weird stuff around here, too. He's suspicious, Chief. This kid's real suspicious. Yeah, you're right. Even the smell of a soup stinks the highest of heavens. Shut up! We're done talking! We're not done here yet. What now? The monster's footprints weren't the only unusual thing that happened last night. Besides the monster footprints, what other unusual thing happened last night?
Take that!
A monster head fell from the rooftop on the building. Surely, you must have known about that. I don't know anything about it. Is that true? I told you, I just practiced a bit and went back. I don't know anything about Mozilla's head falling or anything like that. Or do you have any evidence to show that I know something? There certainly isn't any evidence of that. It's also possible that it fell after John has already gone back. There's no evidence that like I said, we're done talking. Seems that John doesn't really want to talk about us. Could he be hiding something, after all? Judge Courtney, we're gonna need you to, ask your son really nicely. Okay, maybe not really nicely, but at least be the one to ask your son.
Not so fast.
Wait up. Agent Lane. As I thought. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor. That's, like I said, that is Mr. X Prosecutor here. And I now have my attorney. This video backs up my log. Huh? Is there something in the video that's related to the case? Yeah. Take a hard look at the monster's costume at the top left. The Zilla costume. Try comparing it with the one over there right now. It looks like it's just hanging there limply, though. The zipper on its back is zipped up tightly. The zipper on its back. What this discrepancy is? Yeah, the difference is plain to see. In the video, the zipper is clearly open. That's right. Someone was inside. What? Mr. Powers, is the costume zipper usually... It's always zipped up tightly when it's not in use. Mr. Prosecutor, do you remember? My logic from before. 2 nights ago, Courtney pushed the president off the rooftop and killed him. Afterwards, she snuck into the film lot to hide the body. Here, wouldn't it be easy to hide a body in a costume or behind all this equipment? Then all she had to do last night was retrieve the body. You're saying that the body was hidden inside the costume. Well, here's the thing. Oh, sorry, Booba. Yeah, maybe body pillow can help with the Booba problem. I don't think so. It'd be weird. But the way Courtney is saying is that she didn't know John was here last night. So yeah, that's right. Judge Courtney, 2 nights ago, you pushed the president off the rooftop tower. Then you hid the body inside the monster costume. I didn't know such thing. Say what you want. You're the only one who could have done it. That should have already been proven impossible. The film lab was locked at the time. Judge Courtney could not have entered the film. And what if there was an accomplice? What? I'll tell you my reason, so listen up. When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. 2 of them hid the president's body. Besides that monster costume over there. You think this crime has such an elaborate plan? Take the life of a nation's president. An elaborate plan is to be expected, don't you think?
Overruled.
John would never take part in such a crime. You're the one being suspected. Your words do not carry much weight. I wouldn't think those 2 had sufficient motive for something like this, though. Well, maybe they had a motive, but that we didn't know about. You're the last one to meet with the president, and you're still keeping the details secret. Don't you think it's only natural that you're being suspected? Judge Courtney, there's no way for you to tell us your secret. My apologies. I just cannot, no matter what. However, when the time I can talk about it comes, I will surely let you know. So, if you could please believe you. Is that what you wanted to say? That's not what all the criminals say. And you, pup, if you got an explanation, hurry up and spit it out. I didn't do nothing. That's all I'm saying. Both mother and son won't talk. Still, you're gonna suspend them like this? It's true, Judge Courtney's actions are a mystery. However, we still don't know whether or not that ties in with the motive for murder. Yeah, that's right. Your motive for murder can wait. For now, let's talk about the situation surrounding this crime. And the fact that these 2 are the only ones who could have done it. details.
Hold it!
Agent Link, don't tell me you're saying John was an accomplice. John still looks like a grade school kid. He's even got a kitty backpack to boot. How could he be an accomplice? There's just no way. Like I said, John is already in middle school, and the backpack is part of his costume.
Not so fast!
Langshi says, no matter how young the cub, the pity is never pity an ungrateful pup. He may be a little brat, but a villain deserves no mercy. So Mr. Link didn't make any allowances for age. This prosecutor. You're not just defending him because he's a pup, are you? Of course that was never my intention. I shall present my subtle evidence in due course. Oh, looking forward to. My logic's just getting started.
Hold it!
How would that resolve the problem? I figured you'd ask that, Mr. Prosecutor. No, it's actually quite simple. Listen up. First, as that woman pushed the president off the roof. She pushed him off. Then, that brat who knew the combination to the lock unlocks the film. I see. The combination unlocks the bra act. Okay? It's the opposite. That's all it takes. With this, the problem of the lock is solved. Your theory is that she couldn't get in because she didn't know the combination is no longer fly. Regarding the lock, that is a certainly plausible explanation. But if you were not listening earlier, if you didn't pay attention earlier, Lang, Courtney didn't know John was here last night. Agent Lang, thank you for your clear explanation. Please, continue with what you were saying before. If you're gonna give up, I bet you better do it now.
Hold it!
Supposing those two were accomplices, why would they need leave the body hanging there for an entire day?
Not so fast!
Why didn't you give up, get a rest, and take a good hard look at reality? Thanks to their trickery, our investigation has been confused up until now. Doesn't that about answer your question? Got it? Those two hit the body. Besides that monster costume over there.
Hold it!
In the video, we cannot see the inside of the costume. But can you really say for certain that there was a body placed inside? Yeah, I'll give you that much. In that case, why don't we try to examine the size of that costume? There should be some traces left inside. Mr. Powers, maybe we examine the inside of the costume? Sure, go ahead! But it might be kind of stinky. It's what a lot. This is incredibly dirty. That's strange. You always make sure to clean it after you use so the fuzz doesn't damage the costume.
Not so fast!
Isn't it just proof that someone besides you used the costume? I'd say the dirt from the body probably got into the costume. The president's body did fall onto the top of the monster's footprint. That must be where the dirt came from. Are you satisfied now? There's dirt inside the costume. It must have gotten there when the body was hidden inside.
Hold it!
So, dirt got into the costume when the body was hidden inside. Wouldn't that mean the dirt was transferred from the body? Ha! Isn't it obvious? How else would you say it got there? There's dirt everywhere inside the costume. It looks particularly bad around the chest area. Dirt around the chest. We cannot overlook this. It doesn't mean we're accomplices. The crime certainly would have been possible. So it would be useless to argue that. In that case, what should we do? Firstly, we should have Agent Lane explain. Is there any idea? Let's try out more information. Yeah, I was about to say, just go with your gut. My gut was right. I had to stop overthinking it. Dirt got into the costume when the body was hidden inside. Is that really the case? You have a problem with that? There's a fair amount of dirt inside the front of the costume. Yeah, that's a lot of dirt. However, I would like you to focus on the state of the body is in. It's lying on the top of the dirt, and yet there's no dirt on the front of the body. If the body really was inside the costume, then it's strange that the front of the body isn't stained with more dirt. Ah, well then, how would you explain it? How did the dirt get inside the costume? From the video footage, it's very likely that someone was inside the costume, but just who could it have been? Where have I seen this? What's the matter, Kay? I just feel like I remember seeing something that looked like this dirt somewhere before. But where was it? There was these bits of gray fragments mixed in with the dirt. Gray fragments. There does seem to be something other than normal dirt. Something must have got stuck into it. There's a lot of it, I might add. Something got stuck to it. This may merit a clue a closer look. Where did you see that dirt?
Take that!
This is what you're thinking of, isn't it, Kay? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you sure are sharp. Naturally. But too bad, not this time. In the first place.
Take that!
This dirt has some great bits mixed into it. Oh? And what of it? We found an item belonging to a certain man that was covered in the same type of dirt. That is to say, these gloves. Those dirty stains certainly look the same. But tell me, just what exactly is this gray substance? The gray substance is concrete! The gray substance must be a fragment of concrete. You mean stuff that was scattered around the monster's footprint? Exactly. Meanwhile, which of these gloves, which are stained with the same kind of dirt, belong to? Oh, I remember! We found it at Ballas's place. Earlier today, we went to Ballas's garage. There, we discovered these dirt-stained gloves. Come to think of it, there were also hammers, shovels, and other tools placed inside as well. Why would a mechanic's glove intended to be used on mechanics be covered in dirt? If he broke the concrete with the hammers and dug into the soil with the shovel, then it's only natural for dirt like that to get on the glove. Then maybe, yes, the true nature of the monster's footprint has been made clear. It's possible that these footprints were dug up by Ballas the Best himself.
Not so fast!
It's possible. Impossible, you say? Please don't do enlighten me. 'Cause honestly, I have no clue. Why on earth would he do something like that? Why did he make the monster's footprint? The answer must be... Was he trying to hide the evidence? Could it have been because he buried something? He buried something? I smell treasure. So what did he bury? If we wanted to find that out, we'll have to dig it up ourselves.
Not so fast!
You think the police wouldn't have already investigated that? There's absolutely nothing buried beneath those footprints. I knew I could take a hit. Last night at the spot, there was something that Ballas needed to dig up. For that reason, he broke the lock on the back door and sneaked into the film. Using cameras and shovels, he set to work. He placed the item, he dug it up into his bag before he could fill in the hole. Just that's when John came to practice. Exactly. Valis panicked and had no choice to hide himself in the Zilla house. Bye. I think you would use so much character snake gloves. However, all of this is merely a possibility. There's still no proof that he was the one hiding inside the costume. For all we know, he might have been left on the scene once he left the scene when he finished digging. On the contrary, such proof does exist, and it can be seen in the video. When this video was recorded, Valis was definitely inside the film. What? So I can't blame Agent Lang for not noticing. The difference between the current film and the one in John's video, along with the stains on Valis' garage, it's all too clear that Valis was still here. What proves that Valis was still here at the film lot when this video was recorded? Is it this bag?
Take that!
This bag placed near the costume. There was an identical one inside Valis' garage. I didn't examine that bag. First, the dirt on the gloves, and now the bag. It seems like there's a connection. And that's my proof. Valis was inside the costume. Ergo, the president's body could not have been hidden hidden. Hey! It seems I was able to repeat Agent Link's reason. Someone needs to go investigate Valis' house right away, pal. We need to know what's inside that bag. Yes, sir! Will y'all pipe down and listen up? Y'all been just say whatever works the best for ya. And noise one return. There's the footprints of the mighty Mozilla. They ain't just some random hole stuck up by some old cult. I believe the true nature of these footprints have already been proven quite logically. Logic's magic, I ain't blind. So what you want? I want to know what I saw. I saw Mozilla. She refers to how she saw Mozilla outside the window of the Grand Tower. Preposterous. How about our journalist Stoltz? We ain't have none of it. That statement is insulting journalists everywhere. Ah, that's right. There's more to the monsters than these footprints. I remember hearing that Sunny over there, but was the monster earlier. I reckon that girl over there said she witnessed it herself. When were these two together? When these two are together, all meaningful talk grinds to a halt. If you don't know just what the monster really was, I think those two would quiet down. Mr. Edgeworth, is there anything you can do? The monster's true identity. We don't have much choice. Let's see what we can do. Is there something y'all are telling us about the monster? Cool. Ask him right now.
Hold it!
Please settle down. Regarding the true identity of that monster, I've already know what it is. What'd you say? That's right. The video in John's cards removes the hints that I needed. What you talking about? Alright, here's the videos. Nicholas saw Groot. He went to pick up on John's practice. At the time, he mistook something for Groot. The monster can be seen in this photograph. What? Ain't that just some playing the old souvenir photo? Y'all don't think you can get a pull off the wall with my ass like bro like that. Okay, so let's really see what we can expect from Rudy.
Take that!
The Gritty that Miss Nicholas saw was actually this. That ain't no fool! And a real photo, you're saying this is Rudy. I don't look nothing like it. Ha! I have my suspicions. Let's double check what Rudy looks like. Something with a similar shape might be in this photo. Are you sure not the horn?
Take that!
So yeah, it's not the horn. Oh, so we don't need to look for color either. I kind of look for
Take that!
shape. Naturally, Gertie's true identity was... First it was an air tank, now it's a fucking video camera. This camera crane. What? The video John recorded was a shot from fairly up high. The shot from this position would be impossible without a camera case. But there ain't no way that Miss Nicholas would retain a camera crane for Birdie.
Objection!
I wonder about that. Miss Nicholas. Yes? Earlier, you said that the prescriptions for your glasses didn't match your eyesight, correct? Yes. Lately, it seems like my eyesight has suddenly gotten a lot worse. So, wouldn't you say that you weren't able to see Rudy very clearly in the dark? That's right. It's a silhouette. It's a silhouette with all I can make out. But remember what Miss Nicholas said? And I quote, its skin was really scaly and almost like a reptile. Camera cans ain't don't have flesh on them, let alone skin. Ah, they are. It's just feels strange. It's certainly true, at least in the case of this photo. However, last night, it did have skin. You ain't just do whatever you say to get your way a big scoop, ain't ya? That's not my intention. But since I have come this far, it's time to put an end to your nonsense. Pretty skin was right before our very eyes.
Take that!
As Nicholas stated in her testimony earlier, it looks like it was going to rain last night. While it never actually man, you saw right through it all. Not bad, old man. Unfortunately, the Grudy that Miss Nicholas saw was nothing more than an illusion. Not again. My dream push got shriveled up inside once again. You know, like I said, first time it was an air tank, this time it was a camera cane! Lana's never gonna see the real Grudy. Lana, you should have learned from Turnabout Goodbye. Or do we need to stuff that into during Turnabout Christmas this year? Woo! Haven't figured out the dates for that yet. Woo! Mantilla? Seems like things have finally settled down. I really thought that boy was hiding something from me. Guess I had it all wrong. Now that we figured that true form of the monster, everyone seems refreshed. Actually, there's two people here who aren't totally bummed out. Agent Lang! The report is in, sir. We got the results of President Huang's top theory. Good choice, man. Continuous bone fractures from across the body, resulting into Demetrius pressure. This is the cause of death. In other words, he was crushed to death. I thought as much. Professor Woodman. Yellow stain on his chest is currently under investigation. But it seems that the gunpowder residue was found in his right hand. Gunpowder residue? I didn't know the president was discarding. No, gunpowder residue. Traces of it are left behind when it got fired. Since it has been found on his right hand, it's possible that the president fired a gun. A gun, huh? Didn't we have any? But we didn't find any guns when we investigated this area. It's like gunpowder residue. I'll have to look over the after report later. Now then, I think we'll have our answer. The president did not die from falling off the roof of the Grand Tower. Rather, he died from being crushed under Zilla's head. You can't deny it. Looks like your logic was right after all. This means the suspicions around Miss Courtney should be cleared up, right? Yes, not only the cause of death, time of death proves her innocence as well. Judge Courtney met with the president 2 nights ago. However, according to the officer report, the time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Zilla's head also fell last night. It matches up perfectly. That's a relief. It might be okay. So it may clear Courtney, but it doesn't clear John. Agent Lang. The president died after being crushed by the Zilla head. That I will admit. But the problem is, who was responsible for this falling head? Zilla's head fell left, and last night, the only one who was at the film lot was... Now you're starting to pick it up, Edgeworth. It may clear Courtney, but it doesn't... It may clear Courtney, but it doesn't clear John.
Overruled!
What are you saying? Surely you're not implying. That's right. You killed him, didn't you? John Marsh. That pup is hiding something. You saw the scene where the body was discovered last night. You also saw the footprint. And despite that, he still claims to know absolutely nothing about the incident. Isn't that a bit too convenient?
Objection!
There's footprint-shaped holes that have not been proven to be related to the case. Just because he saw the holes doesn't necessarily mean that he was involved in the incident.
Knuckle back!
You sure about that? Take a look at the pup's face. It looks pretty shaken up to me. It looks like he hit the mark. Not just a lot to talk about. It doesn't feel like talking. I'll have an idea on my own. Let's check that tape. I think the word pup activated my Amazon lets you analyze video footage for up close and personal. John wants to go half far. As long as John looks us together, this may be the only way for us to get closer to the truth. Detective Gunshue, if I'm not mistaken, you have that device with you, correct? And Mr. Analyst is ready to go, sir. Now we're talking. Prosecutor Edwards, could you please perform the video analysis for us? Want me to do it? Who knows what kind of faults that Wolfman will find in it? This isn't exactly my strong suit, but oh, whoa?
Eureka!
This is... What's the matter? I want to see too! Hey! What's wrong? Show it to me. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I request you submit the evidence to the court. Please, take a look at the type right corner of the zoomed in video. This person is... the president! Impossible! Huh? No way! It seems that we finally found at last the evidence that points to the true killer. This video placed John at a major disadvantage. You're wrong! That's not right! I didn't know anything about this! That's not gonna cut it. It's clear that you and the victim were together at the same place where his body was found later. John Marsh, there's no doubt you killed the president. No, this can't be it. Why would you? God, please don't tell me. You did really kill the president? Mr. Edgeworth, is this really decisive evidence? Prosecutor, looks like you can't object to this. That pup said he didn't know anything, right? Yep, the president's right here in this video. John, what are you hiding? John, please tell us the truth. The truth is, it's all my fault! John Marsh, what did you do? Basilis, that falling was all my fault! While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Then my mom called me, so I left the film on. When I came back to the lot after the photo was over, Basilis said that Basilis' head was on the roof had fallen, and right next to it was the president lying dead on the ground. How can that be? I see. There was indeed traces of that something has caught on fire on the rooftop. It was just a small fire, so I was able to put it out by myself. So, the president's death was John's fault. But wouldn't that make this an accident, sir? Then what did you do with the falling head? I took it apart, brought the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together.
Knuckle back!
So you put out the fire, and even put the fallen head back on the roof, which means you were hiding evidence. You can't be having that, you naughty little pup. I didn't do it on purpose. I really just forgot to turn the heater on. When the light broke, the stand tilted if Basilis' head was on top of the stand. It would have fallen off, so the head fell down because of the fire. Yes, and if that's the case, I also have a pretty good idea of what caused the fire. There's a flammable next to the heater. It seems someone was lacking in safety awareness.
Knuckle back!
Was it really just an accident? That's the truth. Then what is the president doing? Then what was the president doing here? I don't know. There was no one else around when I was there. You expect me to believe that? The president wouldn't have just come to a place like this without a reason, you know. Indeed, the president's reason for coming here is still a huge mystery. 2 nights ago, he met with Judge Courtney on the roof of the Grand Tower. And last night, he was here at the film lot. Did he meet with John? I'll have to listen to John's testimony very carefully.
Hold it!
John, you are still young. I know it can get a little cold in the early spring, but you shouldn't have resorted to a heater. It's precisely because he is young that he makes. It is precisely because he is young that he must make sure to take good care of himself. However, while it can get a bit chilly during the time this year, I wouldn't necessarily say. Hold it, old man! Is this really the right time to be having this argument? Ah! He's completely right. John, you did well to get the better of Mr. Edgeworth, but please mind your language. Let's not forget that he's got the better of you too, Your Honor. I know, Mom! So, where was I? After that, I went down to practice, but forgot to turn it off. You forgot to turn off the heater? You didn't check it before leaving the roof? I meant to turn it off, but I was too focused on practicing, so... Come on, everyone forgets stuff like that sometimes! Yeah, I gotcha. I forget small things like that all the time, too. Like sometimes, I'll forget to turn off the AC or the lights in Mr. Edgeworth's office. Or I'll just jump off the ladder from his bookshelf or leave prank calls on his answering machine. But forgetting to turn off the heater is really dangerous, so you gotta be careful. Some of those things had nothing to do with forgetfulness. Looks like you got it rough too, old man. Well, back to my story. So my mom called me. It was late at night at the film lot. Not a single member of the film crew was around. So then, why did you have to leave the premises in order to answer the phone call? I totally forgot about the phone call thing, so I kind of panicked. And if I didn't answer it fast, I'd be busted for leaving the hotel without permission. In that case, why didn't you just answer it here? Because I was rehearsing, all the cameras and mics were on. If I talked here, every last word I said to Mom would have been caught on camera. So he was embarrassed that the conversation with his mother would be recorded. Aw, someone got a little fervor. That he loves his mom. It was probably like, yeah, Mom, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Anyways, I stopped practicing for a bit and rushed out to the film lot. When I came back to the lot after the phone call was over. In that phone call, you lied and said you were at the hotel, correct? Why didn't you tell your mom that you were rehearsing? If I told her that, she would have called the hotel and made them send a taxi or something. Of course I would have. A child alone on the streets at that time of night. What sort of parent would allow their child to do such a dangerous situation? Reminder, we were all dealing with a murder at the time, too. I guess kids just don't understand how their parents feel. It goes both ways, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Now then, so the two who haven't had dads in the past, like, a while, who have gone over a decade. Okay, it's only been like 7 years. Okay, but I've gone at least 5 years without a dad. Huh? Oh yeah, of course. When the call was finished, I came back here. Lucilla's head was on the roof. Was there any indication that the head was about to fall? I don't know. I was focused on my rehearsal. So you forgot to turn off the heater, which led to the fire on the roof. I would think that you should have at least heard something. Heard something? Oh, I was wearing headphones, so... Headphones? Listening to the movie soundtrack helped me get into the scene. I had on a full blast, that's why I didn't hear anything. And yet you noticed your mother's incoming call. I had my phone on vibrate, old man. That's how I noticed. Anyways, the headset falling. And right next to it was the president lying dead on the ground. What was the state of the body? I didn't get a good look, because it was dark. He suddenly became as quiet as a mouse. I guess John doesn't really want to remember anything about the body. That's the only reason he's gone quiet. Should I press him more for research? Press him harder! Press further! Not harder! Don't take that out of context! He is a child! You didn't get a good look. Then how did you know he was dead? He's clearly shaking. He must be hiding. Wouldn't you normally call for help if you see someone collapse on the ground? However, you did nothing of the sort. But he was already dead. Isn't that so? You seem quite certain that the president was already dead. Now, is there a reason for that, I wonder? The guy was collapsed on the ground, and right next to him was the fallen monster head. I'm not stupid. It wasn't hard to imagine what happened. You can't imagine whatever you want, but there's no way for you to know that he was dead. You could actually check to make sure the president was dead, didn't you? You actually checked to make sure the president was dead, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I was scared, but I got up too close to the body to check to see if he was breathing. I saw it. However, why would he hide that? There must be a reason. Please tell me the state of the body at the time. At first, I didn't know he was dead. I would have realized sooner if he had there been any blood. But there wasn't a single drop, and his clothes were completely spotless. Either way, he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew he was already dead. Would you please apprehend those statements to your tip? I didn't know right away that he was dead. There was no blood on his clothes, spotless. So you're unable to tell us that body because of the lack of stains on his clothes. Are you certain of that? Of course I am. You guys saw the body too, right? That's the big idea! You said that their area was dark, and yet you were still able to make that observation. I'm telling you, there wasn't a single stain on his entire body! Give it a rest, old man! Thank you, John. That's all I needed to hear. Are clean clothes that important to you, Mr. Edgeworth? Mine are freshly washed, though. Next, could you tell me how you determined that the president was dead? Well, there wasn't anything to let me know right away that he was dead. He wasn't breathing at all when I checked, so I knew he was already dead. How did you check if he stopped breathing? They taught us how to at school. You get real close up to the person's nose. Check to see if you can feel their breath. Never thought I had to do it for real, though. That was really brave of you to be able to do something like that. John, if you're so amazing for an elementary school kid, he's in middle school, Kay. Kay, he's in middle school. Please try to get that into your head sometime soon. I'd be pretty scared to see a corpse just suddenly appear out of the blue like that. Not to mention the fallen monster head lying next to the body. Panic would certainly be understandable reasoning for the situation. But still, all those things considered. This was just an accident, right? Indeed, that is if we decide to take John's words at face value. I wouldn't mind having one concrete detail to save him present. His clothes were spotless. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that little man? John, it's painfully obvious that you are desperately trying to hide something from me. What are you gonna do about going on about? I ain't not hiding anything. You're hiding. You are hiding. Something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact that you made no mention of it only serves to cast more suspicion upon yourself. Ugh, that's because... I hope you have a convincing explanation. Judge Courtney. Allow me to explain. Why are you? The yellow stain left on the president's chest. It's almost certainly a lion lily pollen. Lion lily? When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. The lilies are beautiful flowers with stunning golden petals. Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten onto the president's suit. Huh? But... I didn't see any of the lilies in the security footage, though. They were simply obscured by the president's body. Why did you bring him a bouquet? That... I cannot say. Hey, you're keeping way too many secrets. Why didn't you tell us you met with the president, or the reason you brought him flowers? My apologies. However, I did give him the bouquet. That much is true. But when the president's body was discovered, he didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Ha! Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can't say this. You don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Hey! Cut it out! John, I threw the flowers away. You threw them away? So there were flowers near the body when you found it. Yeah, that's right. They were right on top of the president's body. They had been crushed as a flat pancake dough. Ah, I see. So the flowers were scratched by Mozilla's head too. And a large amount of the pollen got stuck to the president's suit. That seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out of your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. So John's not going to tell us anything either. Guess the mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh? That is not true. At the very least, I can't tell you why John threw away those flowers. Huh? John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand, did you not? Ah, I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. That's not true! You're all wrong! Aww. That was his worst lie yet. I often decorate our house with those flowers. The bouquet must have reminded him of me. So the pup just happens to find the flowers from his mother's bouquet from on top of the body. That's why he threw them away and keeps silent about the body. Ha! That's a tight little story if I ever heard one. And what's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lang. Don't tell me you've forgotten already, Missy. This pup confessed that he caused the monster's head to fall last night. Oh, that's true, but he's currently one of those only suspects of the president's murder. It's true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there is someone other than John who is far more suspicious. What do you say? John himself was kidnapped by that very person not too long ago. And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near that harbor, pal. Oh, A refrigerator warehouse? That's right, pal. The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so he wasn't about to freeze to death. But if he hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him. Once the sleeping drugs wore off, he was finally able to call out for help. Sleeping drugs? Huh. If I recall correctly, when were you kidnapped? That's right. There was a bottle lying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. I think it was the same thing that was used on me not long ago. That Sleeping Sea stuff. Super powerful. How about it, Agent Lang? John is clearly a victim. There's a mastermind at work behind the scenes of this game. Dude, this is really farewelling to farewell my turnabout. I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind, you say. Hey, they were here last night? I still don't know for sure yet. Ha! Not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed, I still don't have the evidence that ties the mastermind to this murder. Is there something else? No, I can't like examine it or anything. Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? That's it. As I thought, in the end, that pup is our only suspect.
Objection!
Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lang? What's this? Didn't we prove that earlier? Last night, there was one more person here. Valis the Best. You're saying he's the only one who did it? Last night, John was not alone. Valis the Best is here too. Shouldn't we consider him to be a new suspect? Valis the Best killed the president. It's entirely possible. Yeah, because there was the time when John was calling Courtney. Valis the Best. It can't be. Same guy from 12 years ago. Oh shit, what happened 12 years ago? 12 years ago. That keeps popping up. Well, a lot has changed. It all happened 12 years ago. Back then, he and my old man were close friends. Our client protected the president's life. Lang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't it nice? Finally got into prison where you belong. 12 years ago is a long time to come from a suspended sentence, don't you agree? Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? Nothing that concerns you. On the contrary, it might just have some sort of connection to this case. And I suppose you have some proof, Mr. Prosecutor. Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? If you don't have any evidence, then there's no point in talking about it.
Take that!
This letter was sent to Jill Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Although the sender is currently unknown. Here it is written as follows. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? That's not all. Take a look at this as well. There's a report written by Patricia Rowland to Valis the Best regarding Knightley. Please read this part here. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. Agent Lang, something big is happening here. Jill Crane's murdered 2 days ago, and now the president's murdered today. There has to be some connection there. And the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? You're asking me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan? Agent Lang, I beg of you. You need to open the wounds so that they can heal. Alright, who yelled hold it this time? Who was that just now? Shifu! You guys, what are y'all doing here? We followed you here, Shifu. We heard that Shifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago. You idiot! I'm not your boss anymore! Get back to your own post! Sir, you can't do that. What did you say? Are you disobeying my orders? Shifu, we also beg of you. Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago. None of us could ever forget that case. We know you feel the same way, Shifu. Agent Lang, even your former subordinates deserve to reinvestigate the case. And you think you can solve this mystery of that case? Perhaps I can, with your help. Got it. I accept your invitation. Shifu, Shifu, Shifu. Now then, with that decided, I guess it's my turn to shine. Okay? We're investigating a case from the past, right? And guess what the best tool for that is? Little Mr. Steve. Right, if you have that case files from the past, I can recreate it. Unfortunately, I don't have the case files. Huh? What do you mean? Access to those case files is restricted. It is being treated as highly classified information. Why is that? I don't know, but it seems like there is a lot of things they want to keep hidden. Even what I know. It's limited to what was published in the newspapers back then. That will not be a problem. In any case, please tell us what you know. Sure. The SS5 incident. The incident occurred on the winter 12 years ago. It was the 10th of February. The police department in this country received a call from a group of kidnappers. We kidnapped President Huang, they said. Kidnapped? The SS5 incident was the case of President Huang's kidnapping. They demanded a ransom of $100 million. $100 million? Wait, that's a lot, okay? It's such a large amount. She's having trouble visualizing. That night, my old man was the last person to meet with the president. They were together at the Zhengfa embassy until midnight on February 10th. After that, no one knows what the president was doing until he was kidnapped. With the president's life at stake, the Zhengfa government frantically gathered the money. After that, the ransom was delivered and the president was returned safe and sound. So, President Huang has been the president since 12 years ago. That's really amazing. Well, being in office for so long is just a small part of amazing how amazing the man is. Ling seems a bit happy when he said that. And what happened to the kidnappers? Well, top secret first the investigation was carried out, and the secret trial was held. A trial? Does that mean the suspect was caught? The suspect was Patricia Rowland. And the reason you came to the prison a few days ago. Yeah, I was put on extended leave from Interpol. So I decided to go back and investigate what happened 12 years ago. First, I had to get a look at the face of my target. So the trial 12 years ago ended with a not guilty verdict. Yeah. Back then, my old man was in charge of every aspect of the president's security. He took responsibility for the kidnapping and was revealed as a post as a bodyguard. But he continued to investigate as a regular police officer until he finally found out the culprit. It was none other than Patricia Rowland. There was no way she could be innocent. However, the result was a not guilty verdict. In the end, the case went unsolved. Crushed in both body and soul, my old man resigned from the police. What was the basis for arresting Patricia Rowland? There was a lot of evidence. At least, that's what I think. But I can't see those documents for myself. So that's where my story ends. What should we do? It's only this much information. Even the little speech would have a hard time producing a recreation. Is it really nothing we can do? Looks like you could use some help. Who's that? Francesca. Mr. Shields, too! We finished up with the trial and finally managed to catch up with you guys. Here, take this. This is... Ah! It's the case files for the SS5 incident, sir. Kidnappers demanded a ransom of $100 million. Dai Long Lang confirmed that on the evening of the incident, the president of Zempa was at the embassy until midnight. Prosecutor Ballas Best, the suspect, Patricia Rowland. I looked into it immediately and got in touch with Interpol. I expected no less from you, Francesca. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edward. I didn't prepare these documents for you, the former prosecutor. I did it for the sake of the investigator taking up the case that his father left behind. This. But I saw information on the SSI is restricted to the public. That restriction was placed by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Ballas the Best. Ballas the Best was the prosecutor in charge? Him. However, as a result of the trial just now, Ballas' authority has been revoked. It's all thanks to his son, Sebastian. By bringing down his father, the doors to his past cases has been opened. Prosecutor DeBest is currently wrapping up things in Patricia Rowland's trial. He told me to relay this message to you. Leave Pops and his cohorts to me. You guys just take care of the case on your end. He's becoming quite reliable right before our very eyes. Surely. Alrighty then. This is perfect. Now that we have the file, just leave the recreation to me. Indeed. Well then, let us begin. According to these documents, it appears that the incident took place right in front of the Tower Plaza. Then let's head to the plaza right away. Why did everybody have to come? Okay, would you please activate Little C, Mr. C? Right! With these case files, recreating everything should be a snap. Where should I start? Where indeed? According to these documents, it seems there was a witness to the kidnapping of the president, a freelance journalist by the name of Jack Cameron. However, he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and was murdered by the culprits. That would mean the place he saw the president was here. Here? At the Grand Tower? No, Grand Tower was only built around a year ago, okay? Before that, this place was contained mostly an old abandoned building. However, 12 years ago, this place was... Ha! Now that you're finally talking about the stuff that I know. Yeah, 12 years ago, this very spot was... the Happy Family Home. What's that, pal? It was a place where children who had lost their parents could live. Or, to put it simply, it was an orphanage. So the president was kidnapped at an orphanage. And head of the facility at the time was Patricia Rowland. Apparently, Rowland was always referred to as her home. Just like the prison. It seems that suspicion would only naturally fall upon her. Patricia Rowland, Ballas the Best, and President Huang. The darkness that remains from the SS5 incident still casts a shadow on present case. Kay, I'd like you to input the investigation data from Jack Cameron's murder case. We can probably assume that he was killed on one of the kidnappers. So if we solve the murder case, we will know who the kidnappers were, right? Precisely. I'm counting on you. What the heck is this? Everything's green! I've come to expect such reactions. This is a recreation of the grounds of the facility that stood here 12 years ago. Based on the documents from the police investigation, I recreated the scene to show what it looked like when the police arrived at 7 a.m. the next day. It appears that a fair amount of snow has piled up here. Yeah, I heard that the footprints in the snow were prime pieces of evidence. The snow fell during the day, and on the day of the incident. The snow only fell before the crime took place, which means the footprints wouldn't have become erased by any further snow. I must make sure to pay close attention to those footprints. Well, of course, the obvious first step is talk to everybody. Oh, nope, I didn't want to save. Hold on. Okay. What a scoop! Would you look at that? The folks have done turning gray. Maybe they'll stick or something, but their clothes are green too. Well, I'd be. Their clothes are green, all green too. I reckon this ain't no ordinary disease. Yeah, picked up something good. Looks like you're taking it to the next level. Yes, Chief. Looks like there's no way we'll be getting a word in. Not that I have any desire to converse. Fuck. Scruffy! Don't you dare say a word! I'm warning you! Eek! Mr. Edwards! Please help me, sir. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? It's about the story behind the SS5 incident, sir. Even those battles may have lost its authority. There's no way you can get confidential documents this quickly. That got me curious, so I made a few calls and asked around. And I found out that Miss Von Karma used all sorts of forceful tactics too. Scruffy, I thought I warned you! You've done a lot for us, Francesca. I promise I will bring this up. I will bring this on end up with my own hands. Nope, didn't mean to talk to Kay. What's my good button? Ah, right. Why is my up button not working anymore? Yeah, why my up was disabled for some reason. These footprints here seem to lead from and to and from the body. These footprints were believed to be the culprits. The shoe size are about a size 7. That's fairly average. It seems we won't be able to tell who the culprit is from these footprints. This scene puts a chill in your bones. Uncle Ray needs a hot babe to keep warm. Could you please try to be a little more serious? That's what Kay wants. I guess I have no choice. Miles, this is where it all began. Isn't that right? No, it all began way before this. Yes, I fear that that is the case. What was Patricia and Bella's true goal? There are still many mysteries yet to be solved. Indeed, it's just as you say. Particularly the mystery of what will happen to Kay Ray's love. Isn't it suspenseful? Not even a little. You just couldn't resist, could you, Mr. Shields? Why can't you ever stay serious for more than a minute? I think he's generally incapable of staying serious for that long. Let's talk to the mother and daughter. What do you want? John, I'd like you to tell me the exact details of your kidnapping. You were kidnapped at the guard pickup area, right? Why'd you go there? You have to act as a go-between. I can talk directly to the old man. So he says, looks like he's starting to finally warm up to you. I went to the garage pickup to throw away the flowers I found on the body. It was nearby, so I thought it'd be harder to find them there if I could toss them into a trash can. I went there last night, too. The gate was locked. And that's why you went there today again to dispose of them. Yeah, but when I got there, someone suddenly grabbed me from behind. And used the sleepy pill on me, right? Catching Z's now are super easy with this sleepy Z's. Even though she was also a victim to it, she seems to have taken a liking to the slogan. Whoever grabbed me was really strong, but that's all I know. I have no idea who it was. I see, so that's what happened. Stop. Didn't mean to. After the drugs were off, did you notice anything about your surroundings? Those drugs were brought to you by Catching Z's. Catching Z's is super easy with catching Sleepy Z's. Okay, you don't need to continue. It was kind of cold when I woke up. I was in boxes of foreign right now and them lying around, so I figured I was in a warehouse. The whole place was like a giant refrigerator. It was like a commercial warehouse. That's right, John was rescued thanks to the collective efforts of Kay and Detective Gumshoe. Since it was still a bit cold, the cooling unit's powers must have not been cut off for too long. For some reason, they didn't think to take my phone, so I used it to call for help. I see. In any case, it's good that you're safe and sound, John. I don't need your sick sympathy, old man. But it wasn't fake. What an incoherable child. Glad you didn't say that out loud with his mother right next to us! I think I was trying to talk to Justine. This is the funniest part. He's just like a certain someone I know. Oh no, I guess it does look like I'm trying to talk to John. Please, ask me anything you wish. You have my heartfelt thanks for bringing John back. Oh, even the thought of him not coming back makes me... Hey, old man, don't bully my mom! No, that's not my intention! Whoa, look at him go. Mommy's little knight shining arm. He's so cool. It's not like that. Quit blabbering stupid stuff about me. John, please wait. May I proceed, Mr. Edgeworth? My actions were unbecoming of those who call herself a servant of the goddess of law. I won't ask for forgiveness. However, Judge Courtney, I am not as well as queen with the goddess of law as you are. However, isn't that the goddess also a mother of other gods? Ah, the law makes exceptions for the extinguishing circumstance. It understands a mother's heart. I'd say perhaps your goddess sympathizes with you more than you think. Mr. Edgeworth. I don't get it. What the heck are you two blabbing about? It's okay, John. I don't have a clue either. Make that a third! Make me three! I'm kidding, no. It seems thus to settle on the day one of Patricia Roland's trial. Yes, while a decision has yet to reach, I would say a guilty verdict is quite likely. I'm sure, though, a thorough investigation into her connections with Ballas will be conducted as well. After seeing Sebastian today, I know we can put our faith in him. Just like Kay, Sebastian is also in the midst of training for the future ahead. I see. When you say it like that, I guess we have more in common than I thought. I said a few mean things to him, but next time we meet, I'd like to apologize to him. I'm sure you'll get your opportunity, but for now... Yes, At present, solving this case is our top priority. We wouldn't want to let Sebastian's hard work go to waste. Have we talked to everybody? Oh no, we haven't talked to Lang. No, wait, hold on. Let's talk to his subordinate first. Sifu, I know it's not my place, but I have a request. Please, do a roll call, just like old times. Just like old times, huh? Heh, what a lark. Guess I have no choice. Roll call! 1! He's the only one here. I'm sorry. A roll call with one person is really lacking. Nonsense! It's got nothing to do with numbers. Even though you're the only one here, the pack is always one, right? You think it's lacking? Then how loud enough to make up for the rest of the pack? Roll call! 1! 1? 1? Oh. That man is on the edge of tears. Love Lang. 3 flower beds and snow. Agent Lang, what's the matter? Something strange. I wasn't able to read the SS5 incident case files until now. Since Bella says all access to the information is restricted. Yeah, that's right. And yet, I feel like I've seen this exact scene from somewhere before. What do you mean? Where did I see this? I just remember. I looked deep in thought. I should leave him alone for a while. After the SS5 incident, the president completely changed. Well, he must have felt like it. His trust had been betrayed. I guess it's only natural. He cut off all ties with the Lang clan and putting an end to our deepest bond of trust. My old man wanted to at least apologize in some way. So he tried to go see the president more times than I can count. Of course, the president refused to meet with him. He wouldn't even give him the time of day. I don't know if it was from the bodyguards, but it was from times he came back all beaten up. But me standing around talking about the past doesn't do jack, does it? I shall be the judge of that. For now, just keep telling us what you know. You're still tactless as ever. Well, figured you'd say much. The fall of my old man was also the fall of the Lang clan. The family that failed to protect the president. That's what we became. My old man started to investigate the case like he was possessed. Could something so driven by possession truly conduct a proper investigation? Shish! You really don't pull your own punches, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't think I blindly trusted in his investigation just because he's my old man. The investigation was meticulously down to the last detail. Apparently, he even conducted a thorough interview with each and every kid at the orphanage. He interviewed every child? I wonder how fruitful his results were. I keep forgetting what buttons are what. So this is where the eyewitness of the president kidnapping Jack Cameron. What exactly did he witness? I've recreated the state of his body based on the photos taken by the police. It appears he was struck on the head from behind. The murder weapon was a brick, right? It looks like the ones from this garden. The blood on the flowed on his head splattered all over the surrounding. Here, take this. It's Mr. Cameron's officer report. Well, let's start here. A yellow flower has fallen. In the language of flowers, it means a stolen treasure. Hey, please stop making things up. Still, this flower seems to be different varieties from ones grown nearby. Well then, why is it in a place like this? This bothers me a little. We should determine the flower bed itself after this. I knew someone must have stolen it from somewhere and brought it here. Okay. In language of flowers, this means an angry prosecutor. I assume this is the victim's cell phone. That's right. Apparently Mr. Cameron he gave his eyewitness testimony over the cell phone. What do you mean by over the cell phone? After Cameron was found in the president, it seems like he called his girlfriend, but she didn't answer the phone. So Cameron left a message on her answering machine. The tape is in this case file too. You want to hear it? Please. Hello? Jill? Are you asleep already? I'm in front of this facility now, but something's not right. President Huang is here of all places, and what more? Crap! The lights just went off. I can barely see a thing now. I can't believe it, but it almost looks like he's being kidnapped. I thought I'd let you know. What was that sound at the end? It seems he was attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lang, may I ask? What was the name of Mr. Cameron's beloved? I'm pretty sure I heard the name was Jill Crane. So, it was true. Did you say Jill? This is why she was seeking revenge from 12 long years. The feeling and the items Mr. Crane inherited from her beloved brought her to the auction. She had to come exact revenge on the conductor, Ballast. But Miss Crane tried to get revenge on Ballast, right? She may have wanted to get revenge on him for covering up the kidnapping case. Or perhaps she thought Ballast himself was the kidnapper. The victim was carrying a camera. Oh, according to the case files, it seems he only managed to take a single photo. Here it is. Isn't that the president? He's being held at gunpoint. This must be the scene the victim witnessed. So the person in the coat must be the kidnapper. Indeed, it seems like some sort of disguise. If the logic of Agent Lang's father is correct, then this person should be Patricia Rowland. But why is there only one photo? Perhaps he was killed before he could take any more. This is the brick that was used as the murder weapon. You can find bricks like this all over the garden. They must have used one of them as a weapon. Jack Cameron was the freelance journalist. He was killed because he witnessed the president's kidnapping. The blood really stands out in the recreation. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Even in the original photo, it looked brutal enough. A lot of blood was spilled. The back of his head was covered in blood. This must be where all the blood spilled from. According to the OPSERY report, he was struck in the back of the head with a brick. Indeed, it's likely that the killer approached Mr. Cameron from behind. Is the victim holding something in his right hand? That's also written in the case file. It seems like he was holding onto a button. A button. Did he tear it off the culprit's clothes? I think we got everything. Let's examine the flower bed. A flower bed. According to the data, this facility had 3 gardens. And each of these gardens contains 3 flower beds. The way these flower beds are lined up, I have seen this arrangement somewhere before. So it's during winter. There are no flowers in bloom. What a shame. What's this yellow flower? Huh? Why is there a single flower here? That is a lion's lily. It's a very rare type of lily. Did you say lion lily? That's the flower Miss Courtney gave to the president! What's it doing here? Could it be just a coincidence? If I recall, the lion lily originates from Asia. In the language of flowers, it means the bond between parents and child. I never knew you were so familiar with flowers. That much is common sense. You're simply lacking in your studies, Miles Edgeworth. Well, if there's anything else left to do, just... Wait. Nope, 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 nope. Perhaps this is the true nature of the monster's footprints. The true nature? Compare the positions of the 3 footprints in the 3 flower beds on the left. Ah! There are exposed areas of dirt that match where the flower beds were. The ballast dug holes in front of where each of these 3 flower beds used to be. Exactly. Now, why would he do such a thing? I believe we have a piece of evidence that tells us why. The report from Patricia Roland, to balance the bet. It says that something was laid to rest in front of the flower bed. The ballast was following Miss Rowland's instructions to dig it up? But why would he dig up 3 holes? The report did not state from which 3 flower beds the oven was in front of. Oh, so Ballast didn't know exactly where to dig. That's why he had to dig up all 3 spots. Most likely, yes. I'm sure Ballast himself was not happy about that. When he went through all of that trouble, I wonder what he was trying to dig up. Probably the murder weapon. Nope. This door, I remember seeing it from somewhere. Of course you would. It looks exactly like the Grand Tower store we saw earlier. But this is a recreation from 12 years ago. This means the store has been here since then. It seems when the Grand Tower was built, they decided to reuse the door rather than destroy it. Like the old saying goes, discover something new by heating up something old. Oh, it seems he misunderstood the correct meaning of the saying. The correct meaning of a saying for once. But if you use a microwave to do it, don't heat it for 5 minutes. And she lost us. This bear-shaped igloo is both cute and scary at the same time. I hereby declare it a beargalow. God damn it, Kay. It looks like as though this igloo it could fit 3 people inside. Yeah, I could bet you could live up to 3 years. 3 years in this beargalow. 3 years. What about the summertime? The igloo would melt. Mr. Edgeworth, say that again! Say that one more time! The igloo would melt. Tisk. This pillar seems to be burnt. According to the files, it seems that there was a fire on the evening of the incident. A fire? Let's see here. Huh? It says that one of the children on the orphanage put the kerosene and set it on fire as a prank. Guess that kid had far too much energy. And thanks to that, we can't make out any of the footprints near the main hall. A swing decorated with the face of an elephant. It looks like there's some kind of motor attracted to the other side of the elephant. There's the one thought that has crossed the mind of every top class swing. If only I could do a full 360. With that powerful motor and rotating swinging, that dream could finally be achieved. Rotating with a motor. But wouldn't that be dangerous? Mr. Edgeworth, you can't fulfill your dreams unless you're willing to take some risks. Is that the real problem here? These playground toys are modeled after a hare and a tortoise, like from the fable. The tortoise and the hare competed in race. In the end, the hare lost. And now for something completely different. It's time for a K quiz. Why did the hare lose? There are 3 choices. I already know the answer. It's because the hare took a nap. 1. The hare's favorite shoes were stolen by the Yatagazor. 2. Tortoise trained with the Yatagazor until it became faster than the hare. 3. Unbeknownst to the 2 animals, the Yatagazor stole victory from the shadows. Those are my only choices. It's too hard for you? Okay, I guess I'll give you a hint. It starts with the. She wants me to pick a number 3. Yeah, what's up? Oh, fuck. Oh, I found my pause button. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do. Let's start shove evidence down everyone's throat. Hi, I've come to show evidence down your throat. Where did we leave off with evidence? Dang it. You don't have to show me that, whoever kept the president. You can damn well sure I'm gonna catch him. Like. I think it's kind of useless to show him evidence. So let's kind of show Court. I think I have an idea what to do. Make sure we're talking to Courtney. I suppose you would like me to tell you. What exactly took place 2 nights ago and my reason for meeting with the president? Indeed, I'm sure yourself would understand the importance of the matter. Yes, however, I cannot tell you yet. Not now, at least. She's determined to keep her heart closed. Without the ability to break the locks of her heart, I have no choice but to give up for now. Damn it! Where's the third defense attorney when you need him? Mr. Edgeworth, may I just say one thing? This case was thrown into chaos because John tried to cover for me. I would like to take time to offer my deepest apologies. Do not worry yourself. My logic won't be strayed by a child's lies. Besides, I'm not so tactless to condemn a child. I'm not so tactless as to condemn a child for trying to protect his mother. Besides, you were saying, no, no mind. A mother and child, huh? Okay, so that's okay. Now I feel like I have the logic isn't there. Yeah, what's up? So there was an orphanage here 12 years ago? And what more? The head of the orphanage was Miss Rolna? Talk about a surprise! That means this was where the SS5 incident occurred 12 years ago. The one where President Zimbabwe was kidnapped, right? Yes, the only witness, Jem Cameron, was subsequently murdered. However, when you consider that the case was classified as top secret, that smells fishy, like something hidden behind the case. Even so, people involved with this incident, aren't they all people that we already know? Trisha Roland, Ballas the Best, and the president is their father. The cases that we've been involved in recently, and the SS5 incident, it's hard to think they're not related. Let's steal the truth behind this case. I'll keep updating the info if we find anything new, so let's focus on the areas that have changed in recreation. I think that your little Mr. Thief would help us out once again. It's just Little Thief, and no matter how useful Little Thief is, if there's an error with the info, the recreation could come up a bit strange. If you find anything strange, please present some evidence. I can examine things like I normally do, even if it's just a recreation. Yep, so please go on and investigate every suspicious nook and cranny. I don't have enough data to do it now, but once you gather enough info, I can recreate the scene at a different moment in time. Alright, I'll ask for your help when the time comes. Oh, I have... melted, but appears to be a snowman. It's a scarf and a hat. It must have melted since it was dressed up warmly. The poor thing has even lost one of its buttons that was used for its eyes. The temperature reaches to the lowest point at dawn. Perhaps it would have refrozen later. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Once the snowman melts, even if it freezes up again, it becomes like an iceman instead of a snowman. What? What's she expecting me to say? Hello. I'm confused on what to go here. Should we I'm gonna present this photo, see what happens. This is a case that's gone over 12 years. It's a real long time. Back then, I was just a small kid. Yeah, she would have been like a little bit baby. Yeah, she would have been. She would have been 5. Mr. Langen's claim has been agonizing and suffering all this time. We'll definitely have to solve this case. I'll do my best as well. Indeed, I ask you to check the case files when necessary. Right. I'll read every word loudly with great feeling. No, there's no need to put such emotion into it. It looks like the only single section of the front yard was burned by the spilled Kieran nose. It looks like there's no damage to the building itself. That's why it didn't turn out into a bigger incident. Yes! Very loudly! We shall speak very loudly about this. But the kids should have known it better. There are some pranks that you can't do. Well, that certainly is true. I doubt the kid who wanted to hear that from someone calling herself the Great Thief. Could be some evidence. That's okay. Do we just give her the file? Huh? Okay, photo check, murder weapon logic, finally examine the mobile phone. Notice murder mobile phone, log camera, Oh, did I not do both sets of the footprints? I've only done the one. These footprints to the side near his body. They must be Mr. Cameron's footprints. He sure has some big feet. They look like size 11. According to the data, his shoes match these footprints. We learned pretty much all we can about this situation at the time of the murder. Oh, in that case, there's another scene you'd like me to recreate? Yes, would you do the honors? I would like you to recreate the scene when the victim witnessed the president's kidnapping. Right, I'll recreate the scene based on Mr. Cameron's photo. Mr. Cameron is standing in the middle of the flower beds. And the president and the kidnappers are standing on the road. Mailman, based on his initial investigations on this man's eyewitness testimony. As a result, led him to believe that the kidnapping was his facility related. And that's how he came to suspect the head of the orphanage, Patricia Rowland. Yeah. But in court, Ballas Best treated his testimony as if it meant nothing. Why would he do that? The president and his kidnappers were not standing inside the orphanage ground, so a connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping was hard to prove. I see. It's nothing like they were seen inside the orphanage, after all. No matter how much evidence detectives gather at the crime scene, doesn't mean what if the prosecutor won't use it in court. Ballas Best had some kind of connection with Patricia Rowland. I figured they had some kind of deal going on. In other words, you think that Ballas was one of the kidnappers. However, your father was convinced that Patricia Rowland was the culprit. Your father was highly capable investigator, I presume. Might he have some other bias for his conclusion besides eyewitness testimony? Yeah, I figured he did, but I had no idea what it was. My old man never really talked much about this case. Agent Lang's father, Sai Long Lang. President's home and most trusted defiant. The truth that he discovered was suppressed by Ballas Best. First, we must find that hidden truth. I won't rest until I suspect every suspicious nook and cranny. Ding Zhonghua. 12 years ago, he was still the president of Zenfa. He doesn't seem a bit younger. That might be hard to tell since it's so damn dark. Yes, indeed. With the situation being as it is, his facial expression seems a bit strange. I wonder where the president was taken after this. We don't know that yet. However, if the answer to that question lies here, every nook and cranny, it should become clear when we continue the investigation. About the snowman. When we recreated the scene, Mr. Cameron was killed. It had already melted. Its scarf was all soggy, and one of the buttons, the eyes were missing. Indeed, at this stage, it appears that most of the original form was still intact, though there was one spot that looked unnaturally lacking. Poor thing. I bet some naughty kid must have plucked it off. Although, from the thief's perspective, that kid does have some promise. Was it plucked off by one of the children at the orphanage? No, perhaps. Okay, probably also not realizing that that kid is probably now well in their 20s now? Probably? Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And I might say that it might be my favorite game of the franchise. And do I regret not waiting for the official English release? No, I would have been crying if I would decided to do that, because when I was already playing this when the announcement came out, so I was just like, well, I feel like I gotta finish the playthrough now, right? And so that's how it went. Oh, I have something to deduce. I'll do the deducing later. I just want to examine the kidnapper first. It's the president's kidnapper. Let's try drawing out whatever we can from the appearance. Right, I got it. Their appearance. First things first, the kidnappers threatened the president with a gun. Yeah, it really does. It really, really does. Yeah, no, I got it from the context. I was unable to deduce that you meant my favorite. Look at how they are holding the gun. It's like they're trying to show it off. Totally not cool. Unfortunately, we cannot see the person's face because it was hidden by their coats and hats. It looks like a popped collar. They're trying to be all that. Totally not cool. Their body seems relaxed, suggesting that they have composed mental state. They even have one hand stuffed in their pocket. Totally not cool at all. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's stuff I've drawn out from the appearance. Not cool. That may not be true, but alright, let's deduce. Fuck! I didn't mean to present it! That's why that is why she is absolutely my favorite Weird Girl assistant. Because she is absolutely the polar opposite of Edgeworth. Like, you know, Phoenix and Maya, they have that sibling bond. So, same with Trucy and Apollo, because they literally are siblings. But they don't know that yet, because I haven't played Dual Destiny or Spirit of Justice yet. But this is two people who are somehow completely different, are somehow friends. Hello! I forgot how to pronounce your name. I am very sorry. But hello, welcome in. I was deducing. I got distracted talking.
Eureka!
Thanks for the... That was like perfect timing though! Zevi. Okay. Eve. I can remember Eve. Really good at remembering. Maybe Eureka should be my bit alert sound. Maybe it should. Maybe Eureka should be my bit. That was absolute crazy timing when you said those bits, but thank you so much for the bits. And if that's not a clip, it totally should be. And I will definitely go back. Because that is the timing of perfect timing that I love to see in chat. The snowman, when did you say it's missing something? Ah! Right! The right eye is missing. Precisely. And what's more? What's missing is that missing eye happens to be in our possession. The button that Mr. Cameron was holding on to. Got the exact same design in the snowman love's eye. If we assume this button was in the snowman's eye, a huge contradiction arises. If this button is in the snowman's eyes, what contradiction arises? Let's think about this logically. Using our great power of logic and reasoning, I will figure this out. It would be the location of the victim, because if he wasn't near the snowman, why would he have the button? Now let me see one thing. Whose blood stains the button? Yes. My logic has led me to the correct answer. The victim was holding on to the button. Furthermore, the button was stained with blood. In other words, he grabbed the button after he was attacked. For example, if we were to picture it in this way, after being struck in the back of the head, Mr. Cameron lost his balance. As he was falling, he reached out his hand towards the nearby snowman. However, it could not support his weight, and he collapsed while still grasping the button. Huh? That means Mr. Cameron was near the snowman when he was attacked? Indeed, at the very least, he must have been within arm's reach, however. It's quite clear that he would not have been able to reach it from this current position. But Mr. Cameron's footprints lead towards the flower bed. Can we be certain that these footprints really are Mr. Cameron's? It seems we need to investigate them one more time. Understood. I'll recreate the time the body was discovered one more time. These footprints should match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes, right? Let's inspect them again. These footprints, are they really Mr. Cameron's? They're from size 11 shoes, and the huge footprints match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. No matter how you look at it, they are moving steadily towards the center of the flower bed. When Mr. Cameron was attacked, he grabbed the button from the snowman. Even with the great peak human conditioning, your arm can't just rush that far. Let alone an ordinary civilian, it would be completely impossible. The footprints come from the shoes worn by the victim, just as the case file says. However, does that mean Mr. Cameron was the owner of these shoes? We should re-examine Mr. Cameron's shoes. To the body, to the body, to the body! I want to rest until I feel suspected. Every suspicion is These shoes should match the footprints. However, these shoes, it seems like they are not the ones originally worn by the victim. What do you mean? If you look closely, you'll see that the laces are tied up strangely, and the size doesn't seem to fit quite right either. Would that mean these huge footprints leading up to the victim's feet were most likely made by someone other than the victim? So then footprints leading to and from the victim's head must be Mr. Cameron. Not necessarily. They seem a little too small to be the victim's footprints. None of these footprints are his. Then which way did Mr. Cameron walk from? It's quite simple. The victim did not walk here or on his own accord, but rather, he was carried here after the murder by the culprits. The question now becomes, where was he killed and carried from? Perhaps near the snowman after all. Well, when in doubt, logic. If we're supposed that Ballas was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that what he dug up yesterday is connected to the abduction. Ah! Well, what is it? I figured it out! It was treasure! Treasure! Could Ballas have dug up the ransom money? Murder. Oh no. Snowman. The snowman murdered. That's what we haven't figured out. The $1 million ransom. Buried in the ground until the heat has died down. It's certainly possible. I know, right? Can we connect the other logic? Nope. We must investigate more. Yeah, what's up? A flower bed. According to the data, we already knew about this. I want to examine the body that created the recreation. Cameron took a photo of the president from the spot, and he also called Mrs. Crane, right? At that time, the killer was already behind him, holding the murder with the brick. Cameron took a photo of the president from the spot. From one-eyed man goes all the way up to the flowing shoulder. At this size, it's a guy at dance class. You gotta handle these kids made this. I was hoping for some more device information. Instead, it's just size. A bucket hat, butt knife, and a wool scarf, fully equipped. And all the lost and knocked down into countless punches and kicks. I was hoping for some more objective information instead of what you like to do, instead of what you like to do with it. Okay. Mr. Cameron Cotty, if we considered the button he was holding on, it's highly likely that he was near the snowman. I should take a closer look. I won't rest until I have suspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Huh? There's a brick missing here. The rest are all in order. It's strange that only this one is missing. That's some logic. Perhaps the missing brick was the one used as the murder weapon. Ah, yeah, it seems to be that. This right size fit in the gap perfectly. Nailed it. As I saw it seems the murder actually occurred near the snowman. Both the buttons Mr. Cameron was holding onto and the murder weapon came from there. Indeed. Also, if we assume that the killer picked up the brick near the snowman, and then tried to sneak up behind Mr. Cameron. Oh, Mr. Cameron totally would have seen the person picking up the brick. Exactly. Hey, please update the recreation. Mr. Cameron was not in the middle of the flower beds, but near the snowman. Okay, I'm on it. No matter how you look at this, it is strange. All the people involved in the case are gathered in the same place. Did we make a mistake here or something? One piece of evidence this recreation is based on is off. If I had to choose which piece of evidence is fake, which piece of evidence is likely to be fake? What confuses me is how's the blood here? Okay, take a look at this evidence. Don't tell me you're gonna say this piece of evidence is fake. No matter how you look at it, I don't think that's right. Ha! I was wrong. I'm gonna save, just in case I fuck up too many times. Oh, hi. Hello, Booba.
Take that!
Nope. Not that.
Take that!
Was this photo really taken by Mr. Cameron? Heck? What do you mean? We have proven that whoever killed Mr. Cameron is also someone's body. For what reason would they have deliberately moved his body? Perhaps the culprit wanted to falsify the statement that Mr. Cameron is witness. And that's why they took a fake photo. They made the president stand under the streetlight and took a photo with Cameron's camera. Would be quite simple. Now that you mention it, Mr. Cameron's camera only came up with one photo on it, right? Indeed, in all likelihood, the original roll of film has been removed from the camera. And after loading a new roll of film into it, the fake photo was taken. I see. So this photo must have been taken after Mr. Cameron was killed, right? Exactly. This is not the scene Mr. Cameron actually witnessed. It's likely that this photo is forged evidence. Then where did Mr. Cameron witness the president and the kidnapper? The photo isn't the only piece of evidence that indicates that Mr. Cameron witnessed. Ah, the testimony he left on the answer machine. Precisely. We should listen to the recording one more time to confirm what was said.
Take that!
They were over there? So what's the bias for that claim? Do I really need to bias for my claims? In other words, you don't know, do you? I made one too many incorrect information calls. That's okay, we have a save point not too long ago. Continue. Grand Turnabout, middle, part 1. From save point!
Take that! Take that!
Mr. Cameron said on this on the answer. The light just went off. I can barely see a thing now. There's only 2 places here where the lights are broken. The light by the orphanage, okay? Could you please update the recreation? Roger! Because this is where the kidnapper was near. The kidnapper was near the orphanage. Indeed, with this, we are shown the connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping. That's why they moved the body and took a fake photo to create the fake testimony. In order to remove any suspicion towards the orphanage in court. With this, state of recreation has changed completely. The time a body was discovered seems to probably have greatly impacted the results. Then let's check it out right away. Preparations are already ready. Since the state of recreation has changed once again, I should present the Y button to select change for recreation. The place camera was killed near the flower room. So, whose blood is this? Just now, the state of the recreation has changed completely. Regarding this blood stain, the time a body was discovered seems to probably be greatly impacted the results. So let's check it out right away. Preparations are ready. Since the state of the recreation has changed once again, I should press that Y button I didn't actually mean to. Yeah, what's up? Fuck, I keep hitting the button! This is where the president and the kidnappers were really seen. That's correct. However, now the orphanage can no longer avoid suspicion as the kidnapping. That's why it's necessary to distance the kidnapping site from the orphanage ground. Oh, that's why they took a fake photo. They disposed of Cameron's film and threatened the president near the road. Then, using a new film, they took a false photograph. If Alice was in the league with the kidnappers, he could conceal any incriminating evidence. In fact, the SS5 incident case files have been sealed away until Alice's recent downfall. Oh, the truth of this case is being revealed little by little. Indeed. However, some mysteries still remain. We need to thoroughly investigate any changes in the previous decree. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. The blood splatter above the snow. It certainly was the sustainable amount. It's almost as if the murder was actually committed here. But Mr. Cameron shouldn't have been attacked near the snowman. Exactly. In that case, the blood must belong to someone else. What? But the police reports say this is Mr. Cameron's blood. One in charge of this case was Alice Betts. It would have been simple for him to falsify that information. But wouldn't it be faster just to clean up the bloodstain rather than falsifying the information? He wouldn't be able to do that. Think about it. Alice knew that Mr. Cameron's body would be discovered here, in which case the forensics department would naturally become involved. Ah, a luminal reaction. They would have discovered it with the power of science. Precisely. It would have been difficult to completely erase all traces of the blood. However, falsifying the results of a blood test would be much easier in comparison. You would just have to switch the results from the forensics report. Oh, what a bummer. Knowing those documents that I read were falsified. It looks like Mr. Cameron's clothes were completely soaked in blood. If the blood scatters here go onto Cameron's clothes, that would mean that at the time the bloodstains here had not dried yet. I see. So then this certainly is somebody's blood. Was the splatter here just a short while before Mr. Cameron's murder? Indeed. That's exactly right. However, if that's the case, wouldn't a new contradiction arise in the recreation? This is a clear contradiction. Huh? You mean this bloodstain? Do you see how this bloodstain broke up by the remains of the fire? This proves that the fire occurred after the blood had scattered around the area. Huh? But I thought the fire occurred before the murder. It seems that the information was a suspect as well. If the fire has broken out after the murder, then the child who started the fire should have seen the body in the bloodstain. then why did they not come forward as a witness? It's likely that they have put the ballots at a great disadvantage. Well, I guess we'll need to investigate this fire in more detail. Hey, you! Yes, sir! There should be some records of the fire in the police department under a different case file. I want you to bring me every last investigation report about the fire. Understood, Shifu! Oh, and one more thing. What is it, sir? Contact the House of Lang's, House of Lang and his Bob. There should be evidence from this cause in this case in my old man's room. What do you mean? I just remembered why I recognized this scene. A long time ago, I saw a picture in my old man's room, the drawing representing the scene. What did you say? However, I think it looked like something like a child. Child? Then the artist may have been a culprit behind the fire. It should still be somewhere in my old man's room. Have them send it over here. Understood, sir. Investigation complete. Okay, didn't fully regain my reputation there. Shifu, I'm back. I brought the info on the fire the kid started and the photo drawn in your father's office. And also, oh, I've been waiting for this. Hurry up and hand them over. The information held by Agent Lang's father. This is it. It's exactly what I remembered. This was the police drawn by the child, depicting the nightmare of the incident. Sure looks that way. It was drawn by a child's touch. As I saw it, the one who drew this is most likely the child who started the fire. Shifu! What now? Sorry, but it's gonna have to wait. Hey, Miss Prosecutor. Why did you think my old man had this? Perhaps he attained it during the course of his investigation into the incident. Although, I don't know why he would have concealed it. Agent Lang, might I be able to see the details into the fire? Yeah, sure. Allow me to lead the tape. The boy who started the fire snuck out of bed in the night of the incident. It seems this boy went missing several days later. What? Don't tell me that he witnessed something he shouldn't have. That's horrible! He was only a child after all. Well, I hate for that to be the case. We can't rule out the possibility entirely. Huh? Apparently the boy left some stuff at the orphanage. It was taken as evidence. What's this? What's that doing here? Mr. Prosecutor, do you recognize this? Yes, I know one piece of evidence that was related to it.
Take that!
I don't know why what's it doing here. But isn't that the missing horn from this Mozilla doll? No way! You mean this came off the president's? You know of it? Yeah. I noticed the president kept it close by for decoration. I always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing. If you twist the horn, this doll will play back any previously recorded audio. So if we put the missing horn back in place, we might be able to hear a different recording. Indeed, it's possible. The doll is currently on the 54th floor of the Grand Tower. Hey you! You heard that right? Yes sir, I'll be right back. Shifu, I got it. My new Zilla doll. Well done. Give it to the prosecutor over there. We insert the horn find at the orphanage. The doll. It's a perfect fit! Well, can you hear anything? Mr. Hula. Amy, it's been a while. I saw the news that you would be coming to this country. I was really nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message.
Overruled!
Please stop the playback. Judge Courtney. What's wrong? Stop it now! The boy, your son, has just been born. That son is John, isn't it? sorry. That's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John. John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? Haha! Marsh. Did she say John? I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. No way! That's my... John. What's the meaning of this, Miss Courtney? John is not my biological son. Well, obviously, you're only 26! Okay, she's 26, she's 13. So the only way is she has some traumatic backstory where she had a child at 13! He's adopted. Did John know about this? Of course he did. John's mother, Amy Marsh, passed away about 5 years ago. She and I were cousins. Since we were young, we have always been really close. We were often mistaken for sisters. That's why, when she passed away, I thought it was only natural that I look after John. Also, there were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity. I never even told John his father's name. Oh no. Because he witnessed his own dad's death. And now it's all been revealed, thanks to recording on that doll. Did John mother send that doll to the president? Hey, John, was he the president really my dad? Yes, he was. Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Zimbabwe. A diplomat. That must be how she became acquainted with President Hilma. Hang on, didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage? Yes, after returning to this country, Amy left her job as a diplomat. She always had great passion for charity work, so she began working at the orphanage.
Not so fast!
Hey, Miss Courtney. The Sammy girl. She called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene that they asked us to find him. What's with that? Didn't make it. Apparently someone has been following her the whole night. Perhaps it was Balin. I can't say for certain, but it's possible that was his doing. After that, Amy never gotten another chance to see the president again. So she died 5 years ago. This conversation must be painful for John. Oh right! Hey John, you thirsty? How about I buy you some busted dust? We can go together. I'm part of this too. I'll listen to the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice. Oh, shot down by a kid. John, if you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago. Secret meeting from 2 nights ago. I wanted to tell him about Amy's death and that you were alive and well. But I see. That's why you couldn't tell us your reasons for meeting with the president until now. I get it. She would have revealed his connection with John. I brought a bouquet of lion lilies so that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory to the president and Amy. The first present to receive from the president was a bouquet of lion lilies. But now, even as he passed away, if only he were still alive, perhaps I could have introduced him to John. Shifu! I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere. There's something I need to say. Oh, what is it now? Can't this wait? Well, actually, there's one last thing that's been delivered here from Zemba. I'm here, the president's will. What? The president's will? My old man received a great number of special medals from the president himself. As a token of his trust, the president left his will in the protection of the Link clan. Those medals that will, they are a pride of our clan, the family's treasure, so to speak. Is it gonna come down and he's looking at tears? Agent Lang, does that will have something to do with our current case? You bet it does. It says here, I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my own son. What? John's name is the president's will? Are you certain that will was written by the president? Yeah, he entrusted it to the Lane clan even before the SS5 incident took place. They have to praise it back at home, but by the name of the Lane clan, this is the real deal. Du Hongjing was the president of an entire nation. The existence of his son would have caused considerable controversy. However, a will, just in case, this makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself, but there's no room for doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of Din He Jungwen, the president of Zenfa. John! John! To be continued. On Thursday, because holy shit, it's fucking 9 o'clock! And I need to get to bed. Anyways, thank you guys all for joining. Well, it had to be a lot for John to take all in though. Because he was... all he knew was his own... was... at this point... we get to go raid somebody. Like I said, I'll see you guys again on Thursday for more Eastern Investigations 2. And on Saturday will either be some Stardew Valley. So like I said, Thursday will be more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. And then Thursday will be either some Saturday will be either some lore, or will either some lore, or will either be some lore art or a Stardew Valley with the mods. That one's not fully certain, but I'll hopefully have more details for you guys on Thursday. So, anyways, we are going to be rating Himito. Make sure to show them some love and everything. And I'll see you guys again on Thursday. Bye!